New Orleans one of these fucking days, man.
Yeah, I'm
Be
trying to
honest.
go to. Yeah, that's true. I want to go to New Orleans too.
Actually, I just thought about it today. Like, I want to go this summer. To be honest with you.
This summer?
Yeah.
Or you got money saved up?
I will, cause I started DoorDash a couple days ago.
How's that
It's
going?
like I mean, I like it. Like it's I feel like that's like as far as jobs is concerned, I feel like that's the best one for me. Cause it's flexible. It's a combination of driving. At the same time, you get to stretch your legs out by walking up to the restaurant or walking up to the the person you're delivering to or whatnot. So you get to, it's a healthy combination of both. And then along the way, you get to listen to your music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just good. I feel like it's a good, well-rounded job.
Yeah,
You know?
and you don't really
Only
need it.
down.
My fault. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was gonna say the only downside is the mileage on the car, but I got a new car, a relatively new car, so that's not even a big deal.
True. Yeah, and you ain't got to deal with no customers, no people.
Exactly. That's the beautiful part about it. I ain't gotta worry about nobody stepping their nasty ass in my car. I ain't gotta worry about none of that shit.
Wait, I forgot what was the other one. So there was Uber Eats and there was another one that did that service.
I'm doing DoorDash. There's Uber Eats, and I think that's the main two.
I'm telling you, there was another one that I started using back then.
Postmates.
Oh yeah,
Postmates. They doing better. I feel like they doing better than Uber Eats, honestly.
Okay, so it's DoorDash number one, and then it's Postmates.
Yeah, well, it's kind of tit for tat. It depends on what area you in, because certain restaurants just cater to Postmates. Certain ones just cater to a DoorDash. I don't know where Uber Eats stand on the equation, but I mean they kind of killing shit as far as like driving people around.
Yeah,
but I don't know about the food delivery shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Uber is killing that with that, but Lyft, they on the come up with that though. They cheaper.
Yeah. So roommate was kind of breaking it down for me last night about Uber and Lyft. Lyft don't get as much business, but they pay more for to the drivers.
Oh.
But Uber pay less to the drivers, but they get more clientele.
So which one would you rather do?
I would go with the more clientele and pay slightly less, because you never know if you getting less people to drive, then you're not guaranteed to get a job. For like yesterday when I was doing DoorDash, like the first, cause you get how it is you get to do it in shifts. So when you first get onto the app, you hit Dash Now. That's their thing. So you hit Dash Now, and then you see what the options is according to the area. So say in this area it's uptown, and then like pretty much like probably like 20 miles or 15 miles radius, and then there's Matthews, which is the suburbs of Charlotte, and then there's like a 15 miles radius, and then there's what they call Ballantyne, where a lot of the rich folks stay at, and that's kind of like that's within Charlotte though. So I did Matthews because that's the area when I would get off of work. That's the area we in. So when I got off of work, I got us something to eat right quick, and then I immediately did it. So literally, I did a shift for 2 hours, and I only got one delivery. And then the previous day, I did it for 2 hours, and got 3 deliveries, but that was for Uptown.
So within those 2 hours, what were you doing?
I was just chilling. I went to McAllister's sub place, that McAllister's Daily or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just chilling out for most of the time, and then I drove around because I when they give you hot spots. That's what they call them, hot spots.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll tell you to drive to a destination. So McAllister's is where I work is in the same shopping center that I work at. So I was chilling there for a little bit. Then I had to drive where there was a Buffalo Wild Wings, and that was a little nicer spot or whatever. I mean, it gave me a chance to drive around Charlotte and shit, but it was annoying because, like, damn, niggas gotta make money. You know what I'm saying? But then but you know what I'm saying? But I stuck with it, and then I ended up picking up another shift in Valentine, so I got a lot more deliveries. So I end up, getting more. And I mean, you get paid good. Like if you clock in the hours as opposed to deliveries. If you like judging it based off of hours, then you're making more than like working at a retail store or working at an Amazon or something. Like you're gonna get about $13-14 an hour if you gauging it like that. But if you're doing it per delivery, then it can it's underwhelming because it's like you can get $5 here, $6 there, or whatever. But if you get 2 deliveries in an hour, which typically what happens because they so spaced out or whatnot, you'll be able to get about $13, $14, $15 an hour if you doing those kind of delivery sites.
So you said you went to McAllister's Deli?
Yeah.
How's that? I've seen that before. I never had it.
I mean, I didn't eat. I was just sitting in there. I was just charging my phone because.
Oh, true.
Like. I mean, I'm using data, and you gotta go spot to spot for a certain X amount of hours. The phone, you know what I'm saying? It just sucks the juice right out your phone, bro. It sucks the juice right on out. Oh, but you know what I'm saying?
Make a nigga thirsty.
Hey. I mean, but at the end of the day, that shit adds up, bro.
I feel that though, man.
You can put in 25. You put in about 25 hours, bro. You get damn near $250 for that week.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, McAllister's, they got Wi-Fi in there?
Yeah, they had Wi-Fi. That shit was trash though. Like it was just certain parts of the restaurant that you had strong signal.
Word.
Other parts you didn't. So niggas had to keep the data on just in case, you know what I'm saying?
So you ain't getting no food, people in there looking at you with no food.
I ain't getting no food. She was like, "Are you okay, sir? You waiting on somebody?" I was just like, I'm just sitting here. Just relax. I'm just here.
At least get a free water or something, man.
I mean, I could have, but see, that's the thing about driving. Doing those deliveries, niggas got to piss. Like, the first day, like, I held my piss in for, like, the whole 2 hours, bro. Yeah. It's not
crazy.
But the good thing about when I only had 1 and 2 hours, I could use the bathroom a lot more. But still, I mean, it was good. I still end up in the 2 days combined, I got like $60. So
when did you start?
I started Monday, and I did it Monday and Tuesday so far, and I got close to $60 in 6 hours.
Nah, that's very good though, man. That's very good though, man. So you plan on going? Like, are you actually planning, or are you just thinking that of New Orleans as an option?
I mean, no, I'm about to start planning, bro. I'm about to start planning that shit. Like, cause how I'm looking at it is, like, if I can get 25 hours with DoorDash, 25 hours a week, I can easily save up for that trip. Easily.
Yeah,
in like
true.
a week, in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's very true. And you pointing on for the summer? Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So.
You flying? You flying or you driving?
You said what?
You flying or you driving?
See, I ain't think that part out yet.
Yeah, you gotta take that into account.
Yeah, I'd rather fly because the whole Miami shit, but because Miami is like a 13-hour drive. I ain't trying to make that kind of drive again. So I can only imagine about New Orleans. But I don't know. I might fly.
True. I think New Orleans is I think Miami's a longer ride.
It might be. I ain't even looked into it yet.
Because Miami is literally at the bottom of Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know how far it is away from New Orleans is away from Charlotte, but I mean, I'm sure that's 10 plus hours.
I'm trying to visit Alabama, to be honest.
Alabama?
Yeah.
What's going on in Alabama?
Women.
Really?
Yo, I feel like the baddest black women is in Alabama.
But why Alabama specifically?
There's no monumental thing that's in Alabama for me to go there, but I just feel like the baddest black women are in Alabama. That's all.
Alabama.
And plus, they college football team is nice, so.
I mean, okay. I got you.
I feel like the culture down there, like HBCU culture, is very lit.
I could see that.
And
I mean, is there a particular college?
And the food. I know Alabama got some food down there, so I'm gonna love
it. I mean, I've been down there. I've been down there once for a track meet. I mean, I ain't get to look around or nothing, but I mean, it's cool. Straight.
Yeah.
I'm sure the nightlife is pretty cool.
It might be. But I'm not trying to go to Mobile, Alabama. I'm not trying to go over there though, man.
What's going on in Mobile?
I mean, I don't know what's going on in Mobile, but I just heard some things about Mobile, Alabama back in the day during the whole Jim Crow era, you know? So it might still be a little, a lot of tension down there. So
I mean, but some white girls might be trying to give some respirations.
Yeah, probably. I'm just trying to save my ass. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't want to take no chances, man.
Hey, I'll take that chance, man.
Nah, I'm not taking that chance. I mean,
that's Alabama, period, though. I mean, think about it. That's why they ain't got no professional sport teams in Alabama or Mississippi.
Yo, that is true.
Like, Louisiana lucked up and got 2 teams, but yeah, it's crazy, bro.
There's no dang. Who do they root for?
Exactly. Most likely New Orleans and the Pelicans.
Yeah, most likely.
Right.
I don't even know what states are neighboring Alabama.
Okay, so I mean, it's basically like I can't name because it's like Florida, Louisiana. I'm just off the top of the dome. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it's like it's basically like a straight to the from right to left is Florida, and then it's Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, then Texas. I don't know if I put it in the right order. I know finish the start is right. I don't know about in between, but that's pretty much the lineup.
That's actually where I really want to go. Texas. I want to go to Texas, see how they doing over there.
I heard Houston is super lit.
Oh, I mean Alabama. They right next to Georgia, so they might root for the Falcons and the Atlanta Hawks.
I just feel like if you're gonna go south, it's either Louisiana or Texas. I feel like Alabama. It's like, yeah, they might have. I mean, they might have some thick women, but
or Georgia.
I mean, yeah, obviously Georgia. I mean, that's the obviously. But I'm saying, like, as far as deeper south than that, if you're talking about along that Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas shit, I feel like Louisiana and Texas is like the spots to be at.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd agree to that. Yo, G, let's get this podcast started, man.
All right, let's get it, man.
Let's get it. I'm your host, Smoove. I'm here with Petty G, and you are now listening to the Burg Bros Podcast.
potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey. You name it. You name it. You name it. You name it.
Oh yeah.
Yo, G, what you got for me, man?
Let me see. NCAA tournament.
Okay.
Coming up.
March Madness. March Madness.
We got, they got the we got our first couple games. Well, it's like have you heard of the first four games?
I was watching the Temple and Belmont game.
So because Belmont won that one, right?
Yeah, they won.
So NCCU, our alma mater, is a part of the first four. They're playing North Dakota State, and then you got St. John's, Arizona State still to play tomorrow. Both of those games, both of those games is tonight actually.
What time?
Central is at 6:40 on True TV, and St. John's versus Arizona State is 9:10.
You already know we got to tune into that game tonight, right?
Hell yeah, I'm about to goddamn get it on the app. Yeah, watch it on the app.
Yeah, put it on the live stream.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so shout out to the teams that played yesterday. It was fairly decent. They beat Prairie View A&M 82-76, and then Belmont beat Temple. So let me see. I think Belmont, they played Maryland, I believe. Hold on, let me wait for this shit to load up. And I forgot who Fairleigh got to play. Pull up the bracket, man. I would want to break that down too.
All right, I'm gonna pull that up.
I'll be pulling that up on my damn slow ass computer. Load up this bracket. God damn. I swear, man. It's a love-hate relationship with this shit.
Yo, get you a new laptop, son.
Hey, buy me a new laptop, nigga. Shit.
Hey, I'm broke, so.
Hey, same here. Shit.
Yeah,
okay,
you doing that DoorDash? You making bank?
Hey, look, man. Humble beginners, you feel me?
True shit.
Ain't no DoorDash millionaire yet, you feel me?
I don't think anyone is.
Hey, I'm striving to be one, bro.
I feel that, man. Be the first one.
Be the first fucking one. Okay, let me see. Let me scroll up. There's 68 games in totality. The first four, not to get confused with the final four or the first round. The first four is pretty much the teams that's trying to qualify to get into the official tournament. So, I'm trying to see what team. I do think Belmont, they play Maryland. And then I'm trying to see where Fairleigh or whatever.
Farley Dickinson.
Yeah, they play Gonzaga. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, they play Gonzaga, and let me see. Yeah, they play Maryland.
Belmont playing Maryland.
And then Central, we got when we win,
we gotta play Duke.
Yep.
We gotta play Duke, man.
So what do you think our chances of beating Duke is?
0%.
0%? You don't think we'll put up a fight?
0.5%. Duke. First of all, I have them winning the whole thing. So.
Okay, so you getting ahead. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so out of the top. Okay. All right, so you got Duke winning the whole thing, which is crazy because your favorite team is in the tournament as well. But okay.
Okay, yeah, but I gotta be honest.
Okay, so you said Duke will make it out of everybody, right? Okay,
right.
So who you think in the Final Four will lose? Like Duke, because it's Duke, Virginia, UNC, Gonzaga. You feel like all the Final Four? I mean, do you feel like all the first seeds, number one seeds will make it, or do you feel like one of them will get beat eventually.
I feel like the team that would get beat would be Gonzaga.
Yeah, a lot of people. Why do you feel like that?
What was that game they had? It was against FDU or something like that. No. Wait. No. I'm sorry. They had a game against the team. Dang, let me pull this joint up. But they had a game against the team, and then they got that team upset them, and they beat them by a good amount. So I feel like maybe they can sleep, but I don't know. Maybe they could bounce back from that. But seeing that game and seeing them lose to that upset, I was like, man, maybe they the ones that's going to lose the first seed.
Okay, so there's three out of the 4 of the number 1 seeds are ACCU. I mean, not damn.
That's
ACCU. I said ACCU. ACC conference teams. So do you feel like how long do you feel like the ACC conference will continue to dominate?
Now, I'm going to answer this question like this, G. I am so, what's the word I'm looking for? I lack the full knowledge of the NCAA tournament in college basketball, so I cannot answer that question to my full ability. All I know is that my team is Syracuse and Duke is winning, and NCCU is going to beat North Dakota State, and we're going to lose by Duke. That's all I know.
So I'll put it in perspective like this. Okay, so ACC to basketball is like the SEC to football. They've been dominating for the past 20 plus years. And I know you say you don't know a whole lot about college basketball or whatever, but do you feel like anytime soon will another conference step up to play? Like if you was just to look at the stats, if you just look at the brackets now, you look at the bracket now, do you feel like there is a implication that there is a turn of the tide, so to speak?
I don't think so. I think the ACC is just going to keep it going because the recruiting is always every year is always fire. They always get the best of the best, and in order for another conference to get in there, they would have to recruit like heavy just as much as those schools, and those schools already have a reputation. So every best player wants to go to those schools. So I just think they're just going to keep it going.
Do you feel like with the NCAA tournament or aka March Madness, do you feel like it's more popular than the NBA playoffs?
Wow, that's actually a great question. That's actually a great question.
I thought I'd get a finger in there. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see. Okay. I feel like the entire March Madness tournament is more popular than the NBA playoffs because of this point right here. Because these games, these are there's no 7-round series. There's just a 1 year out. And whoever gets that title, they literally had to win that 1 game out every time and never lose. The NBA playoffs, they could lose game 1, game 2, game 3. You know what I'm saying? They could have a 3-0 deficit or a 3-1 deficit and still win the whole round. So that March Madness is way more anxiety, way more excitement. So I feel like that's more popular.
Yeah, I agree with that. That do or die mentality is always gonna bring that awareness to that whether it's the games or organization or whatever. Like any time when we can kind of get our natural instincts as humans, like from the BC era, like anytime we can kind of get that into our lifestyle, where that danger, that sense of suspense, like that's always going to be the high seller, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
So over under Zion Williams putting up 30 points against NCCU.
Yeah, it's going to be Zion 30+ points, RJ Barrett 30+, Cam Reddish.
That's disrespectful. Come on now.
All right, look, man. Zion is healthy now. RJ Barrett is a solid stallion. Cam Reddish, he could shoot. And they got that point guard, Jones, he can guard and he could pass. So that, man, I don't know, bro. It's going to be, I'll say this. Duke is going to win by 15.
Okay.
What do you project?
I got them winning by, I'm going to give us the benefit of the doubt. I got them winning by 9 points.
I like that.
I go 9 points. I go single digits.
All right, let's bet $1 on that.
Niggas look a little short right now. I can't bet $1 right now. That might be lunch. Okay.
What's going on with the DoorDash, man? I thought you was making that bank, son.
Niggas ain't got paid yet. You feel me?
I feel that,
man.
Paid.
Don't get paid for another 2 weeks. All right. So my last question on this. On the bracket breakdown, last question, who you feel like is the biggest underdog
in this tournament?
In the tournament, yes.
So I haven't been watching this season as much, so I'm just going to go out there and name a team. I'm going with.
Don't say Syracuse.
I'm going with I'm gonna just name a team, bro. I'm gonna go with Kentucky.
Kentucky is the underdog?
Yeah.
You trash. Alright, bro, give me your topic, nigga.
Because look.
You trash, nigga. You trash.
Yo, listen. Hear me out. So Kentucky,
right.
I've been listening to a lot of. Yo, can you stop? All right, so look,
go ahead.
I've been listening to a lot of sports analysts, man, and they've been saying Kentucky is a little slacking this year, and it's not their best year. They don't have all these high all-star recruit players, so I just feel like. They were stumbling during the regular season, and they're going to come into this March Madness tournament. They're not going to be the highlight of the tournament, but they're going to creep their way all the way up, and they're going to be the underdog. They're going to get close.
Okay.
You have an underdog?
I'll say LSU for the reason I don't know if you heard about what's going on with their whole situation right now. The coach. And one of the players on the team, apparently doing some under the table type shit. I mean, we all know that shit happens. You know what I'm saying? But he just so happened to get caught. So now they're going through that, going into this March Madness, this tournament, and I feel like their team is talented enough to still, get pretty far in the tournament. I don't know if they'll win it all, but I feel like they are underdogs for the off the court shit, which kind of leads me to. Actually, I want you to view this. I don't know if you heard this movie. Hold on, let me get the title right. High Flying Bird.
Word, yeah, I never heard that.
Have you seen? Okay, it's on Netflix. I want you to watch that movie so we can have a real conversation about that movie.
All right, cool. Send me the link, or just send me the whole title, and then I'll watch it.
All right, High Flying Birds. I'll send it to you, cause it's basically where to kind of give my sum up on it without telling what's going on is I feel like players should own the right to be able to sell their talent, basically.
Right.
And I mean, whether it's in NCAA, whether it's in college, whether it's in the pros, I feel like they should be able to garner that right to have the say so of, who, be it for their talent, So I feel like that's an important conversation to have based off of that movie. So once you see that, you can have a more in-depth discussion about that shit. But yeah,
where I feel that. So it's kind of like college athletes. They're not getting the monetary value that they're supposed to be getting.
Well, the movie itself is about a rookie, agent, and who's repping a rookie, going into the NBA. But the thing is, it's during the lockout or whatever. So they're gonna try to. The agent himself is trying to figure out a way to kind of help leverage not just his player but all players in the situation.
Facts.
So that's basically what the basis of the movie. It's a very powerful movie. The chick that played on ATL, that acted in ATL with Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover.
Yeah.
She in it. Got Bill Dukes in it. It's and then they had some of the NBA players in it as well, like Donovan Mitchell, and you just got to watch it, man.
All right, bet. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. But the thing I want to talk about, two things. One of them is not really going to be that long, but I know we talk about this every time, but I still want to ask the question, just in case if anything changed. First round draft pick, R.J. Barrett, Zion Williamson. Who are you going with?
Oh, are you okay? So you saying who would I prefer to pick over who, and overall wise?
Yeah. Like if you have the first round draft pick and you had to choose a player, who are you going with?
I'm gonna go with Zion.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at it. Not only do I feel like Zion has the potential to be a Hall of Famer, I feel like he's more marketable at this point. He's like Lynn Sanity when he was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, or Yao Ming or LeBron James. Like you have your players of a generation. I feel like Zion is that player of this generation to really get behind and market. So
okay,
that would be my go-to if I was a team.
Cool. Now, you remember the Fab Five, right? Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Now look,
Chris Rapper.
Let's say Duke wins the tournament this year. Will their legacy surpass the Fab Five?
No, I don't know. I don't think so, because I feel like what Fab Five did, like Michigan wasn't really. Well, I don't know the exact stats prior to the Fab Five formulating, but I know that Michigan at that time wasn't like a powerhouse basketball school. So when Fab Five got there, they put what was it, Michigan State? Yeah, Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michigan. So they put Michigan. I feel like they put Michigan on the map, and they just transcended the sport of basketball. Period. With the long shorts and their swag, their charisma. Then not only that, just their pure talent. So, and they, you know what I'm saying? Like you got 5 freshmen coming in dominating a sport when you got a bunch of juniors and seniors. You know,
that's true.
Duke already have a legacy of being great, and then they just had a really great recruiting class because, I mean, who's not going to want to go to Duke? And I hate Duke, but you can respect their prestige. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that it's the same feel as far as the Fab Five with Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the Fab Five, they was like they changed American culture. Duke didn't really change any culture. They're just really nice. They're just very good.
Exactly.
Unstoppable freshmen.
Now, I will say this. Now, Duke there was that little faux pas that, because Duke always been regarded as like the white school. Like whenever they did have black people on their team, they had like the preppy black people, like the they would call Uncle Toms or whatnot.
Right.
So I will say this: in the past couple years, Duke have been getting the black kids from the hood or from a low, you know what I'm saying, like a impoverished situation. The you know what I'm saying, they really they kind of get more into the black culture. So I will say that.
I mean, I wouldn't give them props for that. It's just,
no, I'm not giving them props, but I would say that they're trying now to get into that black culture now.
I don't know, bro. I don't think they're trying. I just think that they're just trying to get the best players regardless of where you come from. That's what I just think.
I would say if that was the case, then they would have always been doing that. But they ain't never, like, when you think about Duke, they've never really went out to get the best players in the recruiting class. They always got like they got decent amount of players, but they will always just and this speaks volumes about Coach K, because he just such a good coach that he's able to take, not necessarily the best in the class, but kind of the middle tier of the class, and then develop them into a powerhouse team.
Right.
They will usually have sophomores, juniors, seniors playing on their squad. They wouldn't have one and done freshmen. They would normally have juniors and seniors that they develop themselves.
Right.
So that's where that whole stigma came from. Like, oh, you got the Uncle Tom black dudes, because those black dudes, they ain't got enough seasoning in their blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was the whole stigma with them. Now they got the one and dones. They got the true talent, and the true talent is of the culture now, the black culture.
Right.
So that's where I come from with it.
Where do you know where Cam Reddish is from? I don't know where he's from.
Cam Reddish? Damn. Let me see. Cam Reddish.
Cam Reddish.
Why you ask that question?
Because I know Zion is from South Carolina. I know RJ is from Canada. Oh, okay. So you're right. Yeah, Cam Reddish is from PA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from PA.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like you getting more in the culture. Like you getting the players on their squad look cool. Like they look like what the typical urban kid would be like. I want to be him now. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to have his swag. That's what's going to get me girls, is being like that guy. They never had that kind of guy on their team.
Do they have the I want to be like Mike effect?
I mean, Zion.
I think
Zion had that effect.
Oh, so yeah. This just popped in my head. So earlier today, I'm looking at Sean Kemp highlights, and I'm like, you know what? Let me be more realistic. Maybe he'll develop his game to LeBron status. But as of now, I feel like Zion Williamson is more similar to Sean Kemp rather than Blake Griffin.
But see, that's what I'm saying. When I say I'm comparing his skill level, I mean not his skill level, but the way he played the game. When I'm comparing the way he played the game to a player, I'm not saying that's as good as he's gonna get. Because like I've said numerous times, I feel like he's going to be better than Blake Griffin or even Sean Kemp. I feel like he's going to be better than them players. But Sean Kemp has more accomplishments than Blake Griffin. He has longevity. He has the accolades more than Blake Griffin. But when I say playing his playing style, that's no slight at him, because I even said that he actually got a little more than Blake Griffin. And the fact that he can actually play defense. Mm-hmm. And if you can play defense, you have much longevity than somebody who can just shoot threes all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why I said he's a way more well-rounded player than a Blake Griffin, which is why I think he's going to have a much better career, prosperous career. And let's not forget, LeBron couldn't shoot shit when he got into the league.
Very
he couldn't
true.
hit a three to save his life.
Very true.
He just now developed that like a few years ago.
Yeah, that's very true. And he started to take more deeper threes as well.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't hope. That's why I feel like and obviously my opinion don't weigh as much as other people's opinion, but I feel like if the longer we keep comparing him to LeBron, the more it's going to keep seeping into his head. And I hope it's not. I hope I'm wrong, but we can't, we forget that this kid is 19 years old.
Yeah.
Probably not even 19 yet. Like, this is a kid. We can't keep comparing him unfairly to these greats when his playing style is not even representative of those greats. Like,
yeah.
LeBron, it was okay to do it with LeBron because LeBron compared himself to Jordan. He did that, and then everybody else did that. But Zion never once said compare me to LeBron or compare me to Jordan. And his gameplay doesn't represent him being compared to those two. Not saying he's not great, but he's great in his own right.
Yeah. That was
my point.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the whole comparison with LeBron and Michael Jordan. I feel like if you want to compare players, is either you do it by era or you do it by positions. And I just feel like they play two different styles of position, and you can't really compare those guys. Now, if you try to compare Scottie Pippen and LeBron, all right.
Exactly.
But
that's why.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then I said the other night to my roommate, I was like, I feel like if Zion keep playing the way he do, and if he actually like really dig down deep when he get to the NBA and really dig down deep and want to develop that greatness that's truly inside of him, I feel like he can be the first billionaire athlete. First billionaire athlete.
So you feel like he's going to get one of those baseball contracts?
Yes, because them contracts are ridiculous. Like the last Trout nigga in baseball,
Mike Trout,
12 year, half a million. I mean, half a billion. Come on.
Yo, as a team, how are you that certain about one player like that?
But that's the thing about those long ass contracts though, like the 12 years, 10 years. That's what baseball do. That's how they finesse niggas.
True.
I feel like, because think about it, like the NFL or NBA. You're gonna give the max contract is like 6-7 years. Baseball, they doing 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
So it makes the money looks bigger, but when you break it down annually, it's about the same, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. You're right.
It's guaranteed. It's more guaranteed up front. That's the upside about it.
Yeah, it's no salary cap. Yo, baseball is wilding out with these players, man.
And that's what I'm saying. And honestly, I told the manager this yesterday. Actually, I said baseball is hanging on by a G-string. The only thing they got is tradition.
You're very right. I agree to that. Because back then, 60s, 70s, 80s, even before the 60s, baseball was like literally either number one. Like, there was number one.
Yeah.
Number one sport in America. And then, basketball and football, they took the cake.
Exactly. Because, with the change of, I feel like, you think about it like this. Right? This is how I think about it, at least. Because hip-hop is the number one genre in music, right? Right, as of now.
Mm-hmm.
Hip-hop is the number one genre. And I feel like as hip-hop was transitioning to that number one spot, I feel like these sports that are dominated by black people started making that transition too. So the Iversons of the world, or the Fab Five of the world, I feel like those players in basketball or Michael Vick in football, those players help develop those sports along with hip hop to make those the top sports, along with hip hop being the number one genre of music. Boom, that's the culture, or black culture. And I feel like the black culture as of now is the sought after culture right now.
Yeah, that's a very good theory there, because hip hop and sports go hand in hand. Especially with LeBron doing the whole A&R shit. Yeah, it goes hand in hand.
Did you listen to the 2 Chainz shit?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, because LeBron did the A&R that shit.
I briefly listened to a little bit of it. I didn't get all into it. That first track, I love that first track with Marsha Ambrosius. You heard that one?
No, I didn't listen to the album at all.
That's crazy, man.
Only because with my whole car situation, my debit card situation with the, cause, and this is for everybody who's out there listening. Don't ever swipe your card at the pump of the gas station outside. Go inside. So that would fuck me up because now I have Android, but I still have the Apple shit. But the only way you can continue to pay is through owning something Apple. So yeah, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
Wait, so what happened? What happened? What's the story?
I mean, the story was I was on I-85, and I went to went off one of the exits to the gas station. It was like one of the only gas stations in the area. Like, so that's where it was really popping at. Mm-hmm. And so the thing is, with those kind of gas stations, they're very high. It's very likely that somebody would try to get into the payment, where you pay, swipe your card and shit. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know what kind of technology they use, but they'll fucking rig that shit to where once you swipe your card, they can read all your card information. Luckily, I'm with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo didn't even allow them to tap into my account, but they did shut my shit down. Mm. So then I had to switch cards completely, or card numbers completely and shit. And yeah, so that was the whole thing like a month ago.
I feel that, man. Wells Fargo. I heard some bad things about Wells Fargo, and I still got the bank, man.
I mean, there's a lot of bad. I mean, I heard bad things about a lot of banks, but
yeah.
I mean, even with the credit union shit. I mean, our roommate is with the credit union, and the same thing happened to them, and they hacked her shit. So she ain't got they stole all the fucking money.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, so I'm glad I'm with Wells Fargo. I mean, say what you want about them. Hey, they held a nigga down. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Now before you get into your topic, I just want to bring up one more thing, man. So your team is UNC, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you think about that freshman guard you guys have, Kobe White? Because when I see him play, to me he looks like an average point guard. But they're saying this guy is a good point guard and all of that. What do you think about that point guard?
I mean, I can't. I mean, I ain't really. Unfortunately, I haven't really been able to watch their games that much, but I mean, that's how it is every year with somebody. They're going to always hype up somebody. And, I mean, how I feel about it is, let me see how you look in the NBA. I mean, that's how I gauge it.
Okay.
I mean, you can be great in high school, you can be great in college, but you're playing against people who might eventually have a career in accounting or have a career in something else. Like, this is not they're not something they're getting paid to do. I mean, they're all technically amateurs, so they all supposed to be playing for free. So if you you got a whole establishment doing something for free, what's the percentage that whole establishment really going to give a fuck about whatever the fuck they doing?
True shit.
Honestly. So that's why I'm just like, I ain't really gauging it. I gauge it differently. I mean, you're doing your thing now, but how you gonna do it in the NBA? I mean, that's the same thing about Tyler Hansbrough. I was a big Tyler Hansbrough fan. Well, a lot of people probably don't even know who the fuck that is right now. But in college, he was the shit. And now, what is he doing now?
Yeah. That reminds me of that other player, that shooter, Jimmy Fredette. That's how you say it?
That was supposed to be the next Larry Bird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with him, man.
He playing in Turkey or some shit now.
Turkey.
Yeah, one of them overseas joint. I don't know. Man. Well, I mean, they be making good money.
Yeah, they actually do make good money. They do make good money.
It's out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way out the way, man.
Yeah.
I'm not trying
to turn into Turkish BA.
Yeah, the Turkey BA. I'm not trying to be all the way from America playing overseas, man.
Like when you heard about the country Turkey, like when you first heard about the country Turkey, like what first popped into your mind?
It's weird, but go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask, and how old was you?
The first thing that popped up into my mind was not the animal. It was actually the color brown. For some reason, Turkey just seems like a brown, old style kind of area. That's just what came to mind first. I don't really think too much about Turkey. It's in Australia, right?
Nigga, no.
Wait, hold on.
What? Turkey? Nigga, wait. Hold on. Did you just ask me, a grown-ass man just asked me, is Turkey in Australia?
Yo, I'm about to look this up right now.
Yo, Australia is Australia, nigga. It's its own state, country, and continent, all in fucking one.
Hold on, son. Wait, Turkey.
This man just asked me, Turkey. If you would say Europe or some shit, this nigga said Australia.
So Turkey's in Europe. Okay, so yo, I'm the worst with geography, son. I'm the worst with geography.
Yeah, that's horrible, bro.
So it's in between Europe and Asia.
Yeah. You could have even said Asia. You could have said, hell, you could even say Africa. You said Australia.
Damn.
Come on, bro. But that's crazy though. But yeah, I mean, I mean that's an easy punchline. Turkey, Thanksgiving turkey, all that bullshit. I was probably like, when I first heard it, I was probably like middle school, and I was like, what? But I mean, of course, that's typical. I feel like that's how most kids think. You think turkey, you think food. So yeah.
I think they said something about China being the most watched. Like the basketball over there is hella popping over there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, how you think Yao Ming got into the Hall of Fame, bro?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
That nigga played like 2 games and is in the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 2 games, 10 points, 8 rebounds, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
I remember reading his book like a long ass time ago. Like I was like in elementary, middle school. It was like the book fair, and you just that's how you go and get books and shit. I mean, I seen Yao Ming. He was popping at the time. I was like, okay, let me buy this book. Trying to find out his mom is like 6'7".
Damn.
His dad was like 6'10" or some shit. And of course, you're gonna develop an offspring that's 7'6". Like, goddamn.
Yo,
that kind of genetics.
Yo, who was the tallest player in the NBA? Bull?
Yeah, it was Monty Bowl or some shit like that.
Manute Bowl.
Yeah, some crazy. Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
I actually named his son Bowl. I don't even know why he would name his son the same name as his last name.
Yeah, and they from what country is that in Africa? Let's see.
Sudan.
Damn, what? Huh?
Sudan,
yeah. That Sudan, they develop a lot of like super tall humans. Like there's multiple players that's played in the NBA that's like 7'6" plus from there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just Bo who was like what 7'7", 7'8".
Yeah, 7'7".
Yeah, his son, and then there was a whole nother player that's from there, and yeah, they've developed a lot of tall motherfuckers. Yeah, I don't know, like what possessed him to name his son Bo. Would you name your son first name the same as the last name? Would you do that?
No, not gonna do that. It shows what's the word I'm looking for, G? It shows
lack of creativity.
It shows
simplicity.
Laziness.
Yeah. Yeah, son. You remember Luau Ding?
Yeah, Luau Ding.
His son looked like Luau Ding, bro.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Actually, he looked worse than Luau Ding. God damn.
Yo, I bet you he got the biddies though. He got them biddies.
I mean, if you 7 foot, you're gonna get the biddies, but that don't mean you're not ugly. God damn. That nigga.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's wild. It's wild.
You remember Thriller?
That's
Michael
wild,
Jackson Thriller?
bro. Who don't?
No, his face is wild. God damn. Jesus Christ.
Yo, Shaq's son, Sharif O'Neal, he was actually one of the top prospects. Then he had to go through some heart surgery. He just got out. He's doing good. And
oh damn.
Yo,
that's good that he's doing.
Yeah, that scar, it looks ouch. It just looks ouch.
Do you feel like if he didn't have heart problems, so I don't know the basis behind the heart surgery, I would imagine it's because of the heart. So if he didn't have that, do you think that his son could have been, I wouldn't say as great as Shaq, do you feel like his son would have been Hall of Fame material?
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell because usually when great players have sons playing the same sport, it doesn't really go well. Unless there was a player that played in the profession but wasn't as good, and then their son becomes great, like Klay Thompson. Or what's his name? I mean, he's not really a great, but I think he's doing better than his father. The one on the Cavaliers, the power forward, I forgot his name. He dunks a lot. Shucks.
Nigga, you know niggas don't pay attention to the Cavaliers nowadays.
Yeah,
goddamn.
Man.
Come on, Kyle. You asking goddamn possible questions. Hold on. Cavaliers power forward. Shit. Goddamn, man.
It's Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Jr. I think matter of fact, I think his father was better than him.
Yeah, Larry Nance. Nah, hell no. Larry Nance ain't as good as his father. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Come on now. Now, I got this question to ask you. Would you rather be 6'6" plus and ugly, or 5'7" below and look good to the opposite sex?
Great question. Okay, let's see. 6'6" plus and ugly. Am I bold ugly?
You ain't gotta be bold ugly, but you gotta be like, who ugly? You gotta be like Nick Foles ugly.
I mean, he ain't even that ugly. I'll take the 6'6".
Or let me see, or Andrew Luck ugly.
Yeah, Andrew. Yo, Andrew Luck.
Nick Foles kind of ugly. Hold on, let me look at Nick Foles right quick. I ain't never really looked at Nick.
They kind of regular looking, man.
Well, yeah, he ain't ugly. Okay, he just look ugly like on video. Pictures. He ain't that ugly.
I'm taking the 6'6", bro.
Andrew Luck ugly. Andrew Luck ugly though.
Yeah, but he great.
so you mean Andrew Luck ugly and 6'6"?
Yes.
All right.
I'm taking the height.
Okay, so how about Bo ugly?
We got to think about this one now. We got to think about this one. So 5'7". Yo, I'm going with 5'7", bro.
Okay, then let me re-scramble that question then. So 5'4", but you look like Chris Brown.
5'4". I think Kevin Hart is 5'4", so I'm gonna go with 5'4".
I mean, but not that kind of money though.
I'll still be comfortable making $80,000 a year. 5'4".
Okay, so how about so now we're gonna factor in the money in the situation. All right, so $50K a year, 5'4". Okay, I'll give you an inch. 5'5", but you look like Chris Brown.
All right, I'm gonna have to look like Bobo with the 6'6". I can't make 50 a year looking at 5'4". I mean 5'5". I can't do it.
Why not?
You got too many L's. It's too many. I mean, okay, let me not knock $50,000 a year because that's actually a good salary for yourself. But
and if you look like Chris Brown, that's not a knock either.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
It's just the height.
Yeah, it's just the height. It's just the height, man. It's a tough height. It's a tough height to be.
I feel like if you was just a hoe, you could get away with it. But if you're trying to have offspring, then nah, you gonna have to have a accident to have some offspring. You 5'5", bro.
Yeah,
that's how I'm feeling. Okay, so how do you feel about LeBron James separating himself from the team huddle, playing your second favorite team, the Knicks? How do you feel about that?
Here's how I feel. LeBron, I have a theory. So my theory is the fact that he realizes that this season is going in the trash. So, and he also knows that these players on the team may not be there next year. So he doesn't care as much to this season. And he's just sitting on the end of the bench, and he's just, this season let it ride out. And the second season is going to be the Lakers rebuild, for real.
Do you think it's justified in what he did?
I feel like it's a lack of leadership. It shows the league, it gives the league something to talk about. I know he's been perfect in the media, but I feel like that is something that he could have handled better. So they won't have to talk about it. So he would continue being the greatest.
I mean, yeah. I mean, still though, if it came down to, because at this point, LeBron James is trying to perfect his legacy. It's not even a matter of his gameplay or anything.
Right.
So, and when you think about greats like a Jordan or a Kobe or even an Iverson or something, you're not thinking about the time they sat at the end of the bench away from the team.
I mean, but wait though, Allen Iverson, we talking about practice?
I mean, that was taken out of context though.
Yeah, it was.
So it's like, if you think, but that was just a funny moment though. That was just funny. It was funny. I mean, it was taken out of context, but it was funny. There's nothing funny about this. It's just you can't even really take nothing out of context because you see it.
Right.
I mean, it's pimp blank. So it's like, what the fuck do you do with this in regard to his legacy? And then you add that on top of the fact, and then my next question would be, do you feel like this season put a dent on his legacy along with that act?
I'm gonna say no, because I have a strong belief that LeBron is going to get another ring at least, and it's going to be on the Lakers. They're going to acquire some talent, just not this season. I already knew that this season was going to be a grind year, a tough year, a losing year. But next year and the years to come, he signed up, what, a 4-year contract, a 3-year contract?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 year contract.
So, yeah, like he got 2 more or 3 more years on the Lakers, and I feel like they're going to acquire some talent. And, like, his legacy is going to erase all of these blunders that happened this season. Like, when we think of Michael Jordan, we're not talking about him playing on the Wizards. We talking about him playing on the Chicago Bulls, his whole legacy.
But to be fair, he was only on the Wizards for like 1 season.
Right. And this Lakers season, he'll have a bad 1 season with the Lakers.
Okay.
That's my theory on that.
Okay. I mean, do you well, I have another question. Let me see. What was my question? Damn. Oh yeah. Do you feel like Clyde Frazier had the right to rip LeBron in the way they did?
No, because okay. Number 1, Clyde Frazier. What's your legacy looking like?
I mean, he was Hall of Famer.
But what, he won 1 finals? Like, anybody who got less than the next, just sit down and just, sit down and drink some coladas and eat your steak. Just chill out. You ain't got no time to be talking about Bron like that. That's one point.
See, I can't say that though, because in that same breath, even though we all know LeBron is destined to be a Hall of Famer, regardless, he can retire right now. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but as of now, he's not. And Clyde Frazier is, so he can, in that same breath, say the things that he's saying.
Okay, you got a point there, but I just feel like, Frazier, let's just stop it. And the second point, LeBron literally is in a fishbowl. Everybody's looking at every single move he does, and Clyde Frazier, you haven't even lived that life that LeBron has lived. You haven't been through the scrutiny that LeBron has been through, so you haven't walked in his shoes. So just relax. Just relax. LeBron knows what he's doing.
I feel you on that. You could say that as far as like in terms of basketball, but Clyde could say that in terms of just every real life. I don't know Frazier's life. I don't know LeBron's real life, but you could say that very thing about his life. Maybe I don't know. He could have lived a rougher childhood than LeBron or some shit like that. So, or faced a near death experience or some shit.
Okay, you're right.
Same thing off the court.
He probably could have faced some racism back then. It was in the 60s and 70s.
Even on the court, you could have faced some racism and shit like that. So which kind of brings me to the next question: how you feel about the Westbrook situation?
Oh, when he was cursing the fan out?
Yeah, and the fan was apparently a racist that happened to be a MAGA lover.
I feel like so I like Russell Westbrook. I like him. He got fined for that. He knew what he was doing, and he's not going to back down from anybody. I just feel like you can't fight every battle, so just leave the fans be, because your life is greater than theirs and they're just being haters. So just, ignore a lot of that BS and just continue playing your game and, be a Hall of Famer in the future.
Even if he thought that was a racist comment that the fan.
Yeah, because look, we know as blacks every day in our lives, there's racists on this planet Earth. We know that there's a systematic racial, program against us. We already know all of these things. We don't need to keep on always showing them our emotion. Let's move like water. Let's move like Bruce Lee. Just move like Bill Russell. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just move like businessmen. Let's not always show the emotional side because that's what they want. We're just giving them what they want.
That's true. I agree with that.
Because you know there's still we know this stuff already. We know racism still lives. Why are we still showing them our emotion?
Yeah.
Let's win in other ways.
Yeah, I agree with that because there's going to be a lot more fans if they see that's what get an uprise. They're going to some of them that's not even racist is going to say some racist shit or damn near racist shit.
Yeah.
Just to get a rise and I got to get spoken to by NBA player.
Exactly.
So yeah, I get it.
Exactly. Now here's an interesting topic I want to bring up, G.
What's up?
2 questions. The first question is this. Would Michael Jordan have won 6 rings without Scottie Pippen?
Mm-hmm.
You say yeah.
Oh, is that okay? You say you had okay. So that's the first question, right?
Right.
Okay, so I don't feel like he'll win 6 without Pippen. No, I don't feel like he would.
How many do you think he'll win?
I feel like he would have won maybe 2.
Yeah, I would agree on that. Now here's the second question, G. If LeBron had D Wade for as many years that Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, will they have less rings, equal rings, or more rings than those 2?
Okay, so Pippen, when did he join LeBron? I mean, not Jordan. When did he joined Jordan in what, like 87?
Let me see. Let me look that up.
Yeah, 'cause that's important information right there. Let me see.
Yeah, 87. You're right, 87.
Yeah, so 87. Damn, he played all the way up until 2008?
I ain't even know that.
No fucking way.
I ain't even know that.
No fucking way. That's what this Wikipedia shit say. There's no fucking way.
I mean, it's for some scrub teams. I don't even know what they.
But 2008 though, I don't know. I ain't see that shit in 2K7, bro. I ain't see that NBA 2K7, bro.
But it wasn't for the NBA. It was some other.
Oh, I'm about to say I ain't see that scrub in there. No, nah, bro. You ain't sliding that one in there. Hell no. But okay, so 87. Jordan last ring was 98, so that's 11 seasons. I would say more.
Okay.
I would say more.
Yeah, I'm gonna say more.
You give me 11 because they only was together for what 2.5 seasons. Really, honestly.
No. They was together for like 4.
4? You sure?
I think it was 3 or 4. 3 or 4.
I mean, I think it was 3. So they won the second season. Yeah. They lost the first season against the Mavs.
Yeah.
And then won the second season against the Mavs. I think it was the Mavs. And then they
won the third
because of Ray Allen. And then the last year it was just kind of like a fucking circus at that point.
Yeah. So I feel like LeBron and Wade, they would have had what, 8?
It would have been stupid. Cause think about it, they both got drafted in the same class.
03.
What, 04?
He was 03.
LeBron was, of course, number 1, and then I think Wade was like either, I think he was either 3 or 5 or something like that. He was in the top 5.
Right.
So you put both of those on the same team from rookie year? Nuts. Ridiculous. And, if you sprinkle in Shaq in there at some point,
Wait, what you mean, Shaq? Oh, he did go to the Heat, and then he did play for the Cavaliers one time.
Yes. You give me Shaq for those years that Wade won the championship. Oh, that's guaranteed 3 championships right there.
I mean, it would have been too much money paying LeBron, D Wade, and Shaq. It would have been too much.
You didn't even need a bench, really.
Yeah.
You didn't really need a bench. Like, this is what I'm saying. If we're gonna center this around the Heat, if they was all on the Heat, and LeBron went to the Heat along with Wade, all you need is Udonis Haslem, Shane Battier, however you want to say his name, and what's that other nigga name?
Mario Chalmers.
Don't ever name a nigga from Alaska, bro. Don't ever say that shit out loud again.
But that's all you need. That's all you need, though. All you need is Mario Chalmers, bro. At the point.
No, it was that Antoine Walker.
Oh, the power forward, the small forward.
Yeah, that could shoot threes.
Yeah. He was a beast.
Yeah, and then Posey.
Yeah, Posey was a beast.
Give me that. Oh, and the white boy.
White chocolate. Yeah, white chocolate.
White chocolate. Give me that. I that's all I need, bro. That's championship.
That's a lot of money, bro.
That's it.
That's a lot of money.
But they weren't really paying them niggas like outside of the big 3. Outside of the big 3, we excluding Chris Bosh out of this. If you talking about Shaq in his later years, D Wade in his rookie contract, LeBron James rookie contract, that's not a lot of money for 4 years. We forget for LeBron James in his 4th year that the end of his rookie contract led the Cavaliers, the sorry ass Cavaliers, to the finals.
Word.
So think about within those 2 years of those D Wade and LeBron James rookie season, they would have been to at least 2 championships, and then you include Shaq in that mix. That's 2 guaranteed championships right there.
Which one is more? I guess. Okay, who held their team on their backs? The most. Allen Iverson when he led his team to the finals, or LeBron James when he led his team to the finals?
I would say, because who did Iverson have really? Who did he have?
Was Iguodala there yet? Was he young?
No.
Okay.
No.
Was Kyle
Iguodala? I think he was in LeBron's draft class.
Word. Was
yeah.
Kyle Korver? Nah.
No. He was in LeBron's draft class.
Damn. Yeah, it was literally just him. Just him.
And that's the point. And that center from fucking Seton Hall. Damn, what's his name? God damn, it start with a D. It'll come to me later.
These nuts.
He wasn't even all that. So yeah, it was just Iverson. So and that's honestly what the purpose of the MVP award is. Most valuable player to that team.
Right.
Not who has the best stats that season of all teams, and all that bullshit. It's most valuable player to that team. I think that's where a lot of fans get it fucked up, and I think that's where the league done got it fucked up for quite a plethora of years. But I feel like they do that just to kind of push the vendetta, like, oh, let's reward this to the highest scoring who does the most points with this that season or some shit. I feel like that's where, I don't know if that's how it's always been, but I feel like that's where the league is headed now. And It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
LeBron done been fucked out of a couple most valuable players, awards.
Yeah, he's too dominant. They had to give it to somebody else. He's too dominant.
Yeah.
Who do you believe the MVP of this season should be?
Well, definitely not LeBron. Nope. Even though he's still been putting up buckets, he's still been getting 30 points here, 29 points there and shit. But that's a good question. I feel like this is a wide open season.
Wide open.
Wide ass open.
Nah, you did way too much. What in the world? Yo, you didn't need to add all of that, man.
I ain't need to, but I don't know.
I know who my MVP is, bro.
I feel like because the Thunder ain't they up there in the mid? They like one of the top teams, right?
Yeah, fourth seed, fifth seed, something like that.
Who's number 2 in the West?
The Nuggets.
Nuggets? Who the fuck is on the Nuggets?
Trust me, bro. They got a squad. I mean, they don't really have a squad, but they got that center, Nikola Jokic. And if you watch his highlights, you'll be like, okay, I see why they the second seed.
Yo, this shit is nuts. That's ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
And Jamal Murray, he's a player, bro.
What?
He's a player, bro.
All them niggas need to sit down. Man, what the fuck?
Oh.
I'm thinking it's about to be somebody. I think it's gonna be somebody great. So who? Okay. Damn. Then that just. I don't know. Cause like I said, the whole meaning of MVP is different now. So and then I can't even think of anybody who's really valuable on their team. The most valuable on their team right now.
I can't believe you're not naming this one player who should be the MVP, bro.
Don't tell me you're talking about fucking nigga on the Rockets.
No. No. He's on the East.
Are you talking about Westbrook? Oh.
No.
No, you talking about who are you talking about? I don't know who you talking about.
The Greek Freak.
Oh, Greek Freak?
Yo, this man, first of all, his stats is wild crazy. Second of all, they have the number 1 seed in the East. Third of all, name another All-Star that's playing with him.
I mean, they got a lot of young talent around him, don't they?
No, they have some good players. Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, Brook Lopez, but none of them is All-Stars. But he's leading that team to the first seed in the East, and he's just a dominant force.
The Bucks is gross. Just thinking about the Bucks.
Yeah.
Just thinking about their team as a society, like in general.
Bro, they dominant, bro.
Milwaukee? Nah, I mean, I can see it. I mean, what, 53 wins to 18 losses.
Yep.
They up 3 games on the next team in the East, Raptors.
Yep.
Yo, how do you feel about the Celtics though? What went wrong for them?
The thing that went wrong for them, bro, they had too many great players, and they did not know who to start, who to bench, what roles each player was supposed to play. It was too much going on. I feel like they should have traded some of those good players, maybe for some picks or some good role players. Because everybody on the Celtics, I feel like, want to be a star. You got Kyrie there. Obviously, he's going to be the main piece. Al Horford, I would keep him there because he's a great role player at center. Marcus Morris, I would keep him there at the forward position. He does it all. Marcus Smart, great player. I would keep him there as well. But, Jason Tatum. See, they just have too many players. It's too many, bro.
I have my thoughts about Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
But before I deep dive into that, does that what you just said, too many great players. Does that add any validity to the Big Three formulation with LeBron, D Wade, Chris Bosh back when they did it? Does it add any validity to anybody, any other super teams? Like, as far as you can put all this talent together, but they, it's not guaranteed that they're going to formulate how they should.
I feel like every championship winning team, that team knew who the leaders were. And I just feel like the Celtics, they know Kyrie's a leader, but who's that second, third leader? And I just feel like that's the thing that's going on over there with the Celtics. The Miami Heat, everybody in the whole entire world knew it was LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh. And then the others were role players. That's a great championship team.
But even within that three, you had to have like the alpha male. You had to have, and that's why D Wade was my favorite player even before that whole formulation. But the character it took for D Wade to have a man come to his team and say, you know what, you can have the leadership role. Like that's big to me.
Yeah, it's very big. It's huge. But for like you can either have an alpha dog or you can have a great duo that knows how to work together. Like think of Steph and Clay. They are a great duo, and neither of them really. I mean, Steph Curry is obviously the better player, but Steph Curry plays in a way where he loves to share the ball with Clay, and the just like LeBron and D Wade, they love to share it with each other. So it's either winning a championship, you either need a duo that works well together, or you need that alpha dog like Kobe when he won it.
But see, even then, like when it comes to that clutch moment, who's getting the ball?
I feel like
that's the difference.
I feel like whoever was feeling it that day, whoever was hot that day, whoever was on that day. LeBron or D Wade or Steph or not really Clay.
And see, I feel like when it comes to the NBA, I feel like when it comes to basketball period, I feel like that's not how it goes. Like it in theory, it should go to the hottest player that day, but I feel like at the end of the day, think about it using that theory, the hottest player. If that 6 or 7 man coming off that bench is having a hot day, but you in a clutch moment, and you got Kobe on your team. Who are you giving it to? That 6 or 7 man that's having a hot day, or are you giving it to Kobe?
I'm giving it to
Kobe.
I'm giving it to Kobe, even if he has 2 points for the whole game.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Even those moments, when you game planning going into the game, as the coach or or even as the players, there's got to be that designated dude that's like, okay, when it comes to the clutch moments, you're getting the ball. That's the only way it meshes. Because those players are going to be practicing that shit. You got to practice that physically and mentally, prior to that situation. So then when you get into that situation, then it's like, okay, it's nothing. It's water. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't even feeling the pressure.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree.
And that's why I commend D Wade, because it's like he's took those shots before in big games and won them. He won his big game before LeBron did.
Right.
He took the clutch shots before LeBron was able to.
Yeah.
And even in that championship win together, it was Ray Allen that took the game changing or the series changing shot that even propelled them to winning it eventually. So that's my thing, is even speaking on Kyrie Irving, I don't feel like he's that type of player. Kind of like how I don't feel like even LeBron is that type of player in those clutch moments.
Yeah, LeBron. Yeah, okay, here's what I feel about LeBron's clutchness. It's just different from Michael Jordan's or Kobe Bryant's. I feel like his clutchness is IQ. Like at the end of the game, when a play needs to be made, he chooses the best decision. That's where I think his clutchness come from. Not necessarily taking the ball at the end of the game and taking a last shot, but he chooses the correct decision at the right time for the game. That's just how I feel.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but even then, he don't cap like. I mean, just going off of this season, or even just a past game, or however many games ago it was against the Knicks, and it came down to the final seconds. They was up 3-4 points, and then he got blocked twice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is in a regular season game. So I'm just like, I don't know. It's like that kind of just like, I don't know. Like, it just kind of summarized his career for me as far as clutch goes, because he's never taken advantage of the big time, spots. Like, he's never taken advantage of making that game-winning shot or whatever. And when he did, he never made it.
Nah, that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true.
Like in the big games.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I look at some stats, bro, he made some clutch points in some big games at the buzzer beater. I just gotta look it up.
I can't. No, because he went to 8 straight championships prior to this season or some shit like that, 8 or 9 straight, and I can't even think of a game that he's like been like he was the reason why they won that game. Like, as far as the last seconds go. Now, throughout the game, yeah, of course he's gonna give you 30, 40 points. But I'm saying in that last little bit, I can't think of a game that was like that's his game. Like Jordan when he hit the game winner against the Jazz and he's sick, the sick game or whatever, and he scored 66 or some shit like that. Like, those are moments. I can't think of a moment from LeBron that's like that.
Because you're not doing your research, man. If you just look it up.
But that's the thing, though. You shouldn't have something like that in the caliber basketball player that LeBron is. Caliber player that Jordan is. Nobody had to research the games that Jordan was the clutch. Like, you knew the games that Jordan was clutch. You shouldn't have, like, the caliber LeBron is. Like, this ain't no fucking, like, I can't even, like, Eric Bledsoe. This ain't no, what games did Eric Bledsoe do a game winner in? No, this is LeBron fucking James. Everybody and their mama know who LeBron James is. I shouldn't have to Bing search a fucking LeBron James fucking game winning shot in a playoff series.
Yo,
like, I shouldn't have to look that shit up.
Out of all of the search engines, you chose Bing.
Because it wouldn't be on Google. I already know. That shit ain't going to pop up on Google. I got to go to another search site.
That's wild, man.
That shit wild. I had to go to the 3rd page of Google just to find an article talking about the 7th to last game of the season that LeBron James hit against the Bucks. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm talking about the series, the finals.
Yo, you know anybody that uses Bing?
I mean, my job uses Bing as a search engine. I don't know anybody personally.
Triple B's.
Crazy.
Nah, but bro, now I'm gonna come up with a controversial topic right here, buddy. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
So, I have a theory, right? Here's the theory. I am saying that R. Kelly saved Dwight Howard's life.
Wait, what?
Dang, you choking over there, buddy.
Yeah, I was in the middle of a fucking drink and you just said some bullshit. What?
All right, so look, hear me out. Now, the reason why I say that is because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what happened with Dwight Howard, the whole transgender situation that happened in the past, right?
Yes.
And, you know, I'm sure you know what happened in R. Kelly, right?
Yes.
R. Kelly saved Dwight Howard because he silenced every story out in America. He was the biggest story, and nobody cared about anything else but R. Kelly. So Dwight Howard was big news, but R. Kelly saved his life by becoming the biggest story in America.
I mean, but the Dwight Howard thing happened like a month or so before R. Kelly thing resurfaced.
And that's why I say usually that story would keep going on and Twitter memes and, all this shit. But R. Kelly saved that man's life by becoming the biggest story.
I countered that because, I mean, in the day and age that we are now, I mean, yeah, maybe back in like 2008 when things on the internet kind of stuck longer, then yeah. But it's like, as you know, shit go, like, topics come and go like that. Like the whole African Airlines shit that happened like last week. I mean, ain't nobody talking about it now, and damn near 50 people died. So I mean, it's like shit come and go like that. Like, okay, you a DL NBA player, big whoop, on to the next one. I mean, it was a big whoop for like that couple of days, but it was like, on to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying. You know what's crazy, bro? I haven't even heard about that plane crash.
Yeah, it was the Ethiopian. It was the Boeing, whatever, fucking airline. It's like that whole company about to be bankrupt. Like that. Damn. I mean, when it comes to shit like that, like you gotta get those companies gotta get out the paint, because I don't want to feel comfortable getting on anything even remotely related to those fucking airlines.
I feel like
anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That has to be the toughest business to run, because if people hear about just one plane crash, nobody is coming to your airlines anymore. Cause
it's one thing if y'all have a emergency landing, and then you know what I'm saying, the pilot was able to glaze the ocean or some shit and be able to come to a safe landing, and that's one thing. But if you have multiple, like a mass of people die, that's another thing. That's people's fear of heights, period.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, that's not making me want to get on a flight more. That's why when you said the whole flying to New Orleans shit earlier, I'm like, I might be willing to take that 10-hour plus drive, my nigga. Like,
true,
I don't know.
shit.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, like a road trip. Like, if you going with your niggas or you going with people you know you're going to have a good time with, I mean, that road trip ain't going to be that bad.
Yeah,
you know
I know. Yeah, it's not going to be bad at all.
So,
it'll be fun, man. You going through states and you getting drunk in the back seat. Everybody switching, driving. Yeah, it'll be fun, bro.
Exactly.
Nah, but I'm just saying, bro. R. Kelly saved his ass, bro.
So I mean, how do you feel about the R. Kelly shit? Like, do you feel like now there's more validity to the story than it was back when, it was going on? Or how do you feel about it?
I feel like the documentary just told it all. I mean, yeah, you're right. The interviews showed me that R. Kelly is a master manipulator, and he's a sick guy who is trying to fool the whole America. It just showed more of himself to be. The fact that he got emotional in the interview, it was like, why are you getting emotional if you're trying to show America that you're not even doing all of this stuff? I would think that anybody who's not doing it would keep cool, calm, and collective.
But see, that's a thing though. That's where talking too damn much come into play, because see, now with podcasts being so prominent, long forum conversation is becoming prominent. Niggas think that they can go on these interviews and shit and show emotion, show that they're human, and it actually worked for some people. Some people actually said that they seen the human side in R. Kelly. I didn't watch the interview, but I'm saying that in this situation, from gauging by what you're saying, that it made him come off as even more guilty. To where some, it could show him in a more innocent light. So that's why that kind of shit, talking more is not always the option, because you can talk yourself into a worse situation.
Exactly. And that's what I feel like Dwight Howard did. Dwight Howard stayed quiet after that whole thing happened. He just got low. He just ducked. And I know he about to send some money over to R. Kelly for making the big news.
I feel like R. Kelly's situation didn't die that shit down. I just feel like that shit died down on its own.
I feel that. I respect that.
Like, I can see what you're saying, but I don't know. But my thing is, my take on it is, do we really think that Dwight Howard is the only down low or gay nigga or bisexual nigga in the NBA? No. Or in the NFL? No. Or any sporting, any sports? No. It's just, he's a big name. He has perceived himself to be heterosexual. And, as we know, for the history of all humans, being heterosexual is the only way to go, apparently, for males. So anything outside of that, even if you're bisexual and you fuck with women just as much you fuck with men as a man, then it's like, oh my God, like it's like, chill out, people. Like, let the man have options.
I think it was news. I think it was news because it was the whole how the person explained the story to the America, and also how his reactions were towards that.
Like he was trying to send a hit on the person if they didn't.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Like that.
Right. I think it was big because of that part. If he would have just said, "Look, America, I'm a bisexual guy. I enjoy these things."
Even that would have been big news, though. It would have been bigger news because we gravitate towards negativity than we do positivity.
Right.
But I feel like it still would have been news, but it would have. I feel like something like that. That's more something internal than it is external. Like, they feel like the world is going to come against them or crash down on them if they come out, because that's how the world had been prior to a couple years ago. Like, if you come out as even bisexual, then you kind of gotten yourself out of certain circles. But then within that area, I would imagine as multimillionaires, that's kind of talking your way out of potential millions or some shit like that. I don't know, but I don't know. It's, even if somebody who's in a regular job or just a regular person, I just feel like, it's been a negative faux pas for so long that people who are actually about that life is uncomfortable of coming out, because it'll be more annoying than anything. Because every second of the day, you gotta be worried about, is this person gonna make a joke towards me or say something uncomfortable?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a different lifestyle. That celebrity lifestyle, it's a different lifestyle.
Or even, but like I said, like even a regular lifestyle, just a regular person come out as gay, then it's a thing now, as opposed to that's just regular Brian, regular Brian. Now it's that nigga take dick in the booty.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's different now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It does. It does suck for the LGBT community. They're still striving for equality. I support them. Yeah, because they need to be, accepted into this society, man. Because it's been going on since the beginning of the time, to be honest.
Exactly. And like I said, I remember me and you had a conversation where I was saying how with like those fashion shows are geared around how gay niggas gauge their attraction for gay niggas or men. But they I mean, back in those times, they like, the gays like slender men, you know what I'm saying? So those gays is the ones that created those fashion shows, those quote unquote models. So when they see a chick that's, kind of like thick, got the hips, got the curves, oh, ew, like, ew. That's how they were doing it. So then from then on, that was what you needed to be as a female. So females who was wanting to be those quote unquote traditional models, they're under the rules of how gay men look at men, not how men look at women.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think that's important to realize. I think that's what we're finally realizing now, that a lot of men of all nationalities, of all races, actually catered more towards a more curvier woman.
I agree.
So,
I definitely like a curvier woman.
Oh yeah! Shout out to all the BBWs out there.
Shout out.
Shout out to y'all. So how do you feel about OBJ to the Browns? Odell Beckham.
There's two things. I want to bring up about that. The first thing is I feel like that's going to be a high-flying offense. They're going to get a lot of stats on the passing, receiving yards, even rushing yards. They got some backs back there. Kareem Hunt is over there, so he's going to come in at week 8. So they're going to be a high-flying offense.
Technically week 9.
Yeah. So, but there's one thing that I'm a little worried about. It may not be a problem, but it may be a problem. The thing that I'm worried about is the amount of egos in that locker room. You got Odell, you got Jarvis Landry, you got Baker Mayfield. I feel like if they don't click, then the offense might be a little sloppy. So that's my take on it.
And saying that's where having a strong GM and or coach come into play.
Right.
Because think about the 90s Cowboys. Look how many fucking personalities they had on their squad.
Very true.
Or the Detroit Pistons.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? That's where, or the Bulls. Think about how many personalities you have on a team. They can be as talented as fuck, because the more talent, the more ego. So that's truly when a great coach, maybe not a great coach in developing talent, but maybe a great coach in handling talent come into play.
Right.
I think that's why a Phil Jackson or Jerry Jones, I think that's where they come into play, because they may not be great at developing, but once they get that lightning in a bottle, they know how to handle it.
Yeah, very true. Phil Jackson, Popovich.
I see Popovich. I feel like Popovich is different from a Phil Jackson. That's where, I think Popovich is great at developing talent and kind of having that cult-like leadership. Like, this is what I say goes. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck. Get the fuck off my team.
Yeah.
Like Phil Jackson was more. He wasn't the talent creator or developer, as you've seen with your second favorite team, the Knicks. He didn't really do much there. he because they didn't have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So he's better at curating talent.
Yeah, very true.
Popovich is better at developing talent.
Yeah, you give Phil Jackson an all-star caliber player, or even 2. Yeah, that's going to be a dominant squad.
Yes. And that's why I feel like that's where the Browns, but even that, I feel like the Browns still is not going to be able to beat the Patriots in the next couple years. But once Brady finally retire and or Belichick finally go his separate way with the Patriots, and that's when I feel like Browns and the Chiefs will be able to prosper.
I feel what you're saying on that. The Chiefs will be first, and then the Browns will come up next. I feel like the Chiefs would win that division for a couple of years once Tom Brady retires, and then the Browns would sneak in there a couple of years. What's the other team? The Jets. The Jets actually, now that we're talking about,
they got Bill.
You said what?
They got Bill now.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah. Since we're talking about free agency acquisitions, you got to talk about Le'Veon Bell on the Jets.
I mean, I feel like that was just a money grab. I don't feel like they're going to really do much.
Yeah, they might. They might go 6-10, 7-9.
My thing with but going back to the Browns, I think do you feel like the Giants? Do you feel like that was a genius move, or do you feel like that was a dumb move
for the Giants to trade away Odell?
Yeah.
It wasn't a genius move, and it's more closer to the dumb move. Because
why you feel like that?
Odell, one, he brings people in the seats because he's so theatrical. Two, he's a generational talent where he puts the stats up on the board. And what did they get back for that trade? You know?
They only got like a then they got like a first round, a second round, and a B-rated player, like a B minus, B to B minus player.
Okay, so you know what? I mean, maybe they're just trying to rebuild, because to do that, they're just trying to rebuild. You know, Eli Manning is about to be out the door. They got Saquon Barkley. I feel like he's going to be a Hall of Famer. So they're just in the rebuild stage.
So yeah, that's obviously what they're doing. But that leads me to the next question: do you feel like it's smart to rebuild around a running back in general?
Yes, it depends. It depends on the running back. If you trying to rebuild around Mark Ingram, no, it's not smart. But if you trying to rebuild,
no.
If you try to rebuild around Saquon Barkley, I feel like yes, it is smart, because that guy right there, there's nothing more I can say about that rookie season he had. Nothing more I can say.
So give me an example of a team rebuilding around a running back and being successful.
I would have to do a lot of research for that. Let me see. Maybe what's his name? Barry Sanders.
Look how that turned out for the Lions.
They didn't do the GM. They didn't do good. They didn't do well.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, think about the great running backs in history. Whether it's a Priest Holmes. Oh, my dad loved Priest Holmes.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Terrell Davis. Fucking Jamal Lewis.
I mean, Terrell Davis, they did have some success.
I mean, but you already had John Elway in his 14th and 15th season, the great John Elway.
Yeah.
And other pieces too, but you had Shannon Sharp.
Greatest
tight end of all time. Well, one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
Okay, yeah, let's say that.
One of the great. I mean, he's up there though. Come on now, don't.
Yeah, definitely up there. But
he had like 3 rings, and he had the stats to back it up.
I'm gonna go with Mike Ditka. Nah, I'm playing.
I'm about to say that nigga need to sit down. Fuck that nigga.
I would say who has more rings?
Who the greatest tight end?
Okay, Shannon Sharp is top 5. I would say maybe top 3.
Definitely top 3.
Tony Gonzalez is top 5.
Okay. Antonio Gates is top 5.
Oh, Antonio Gates is up there, top 5. I'm putting Algie Crumpler on.
If you don't, nigga.
Okay.
That nigga,
okay.
What? I was gonna say top 10. I laughed when I said top 10. Get the fuck out of here, yeah.
You almost gave him too much credit.
Yeah, get the fuck, Algie. You know what's funny is he went to UNC Chapel Hill too.
Oh wow, okay.
But get the fuck out of here, Algie. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yo, would you put Jason Witten? I'll put Jason Witten up there, top 5.
You know, he's actually making a comeback.
Yeah, I heard about that. He's making a comeback.
And I'm not putting him in top 5, no.
Jeremy Shockey?
No.
Okay, Gronk.
He's top 10. Jeremy Shockey is top 10 though.
Okay, I can go with that. Oh, what about Dallas Clark?
Dallas Clark, he's top 15.
Okay. Who am I missing here? I know I'm missing somebody.
I mean, you're missing quite a bit of people, but let me see.
You know what? It just might be Shannon Sharp, the greatest tight end of all time.
I mean, yes. I mean, if not him, like it, because I'm pretty sure we're missing some old schoolers in there.
Yeah, some old schoolers.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp is definitely. I mean, and not even because of niggas on TV now, but I watched those old NFL films, like when Shannon was playing and shit, and then I looked at the stats. Like he plays the part.
He got you stuttering over there, man.
I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
Nah, that's very true.
The part.
That's very true.
So,
he won Super Bowl on 2 different teams.
Exactly. 2 with the Broncos, 1 with the Ravens.
Right. So yeah, I guess you would put him as number 1 tight end so far until we do our research.
Yeah. I mean, niggas ain't looking up the greatest tight ends on a regular basis.
Yeah. You got to go into that. Yeah. But another free agent acquisition. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Yeah.
Back to the original, because we kind of branched off. Back to the original, there's no great running back that a team has built around and been successful at it. LaDainian Tomlinson is probably the latest running back that we have to draw from that was unsuccessful in completing their mission.
Actually, you're wrong.
Okay.
Walter Payton.
I said the latest, nigga.
Like what you mean? Like how far are we back? We going?
Do you know what the latest mean, my nigga?
Okay, I know what the latest means, but you said never has a team built.
I didn't say that. I did say that, but I said the latest team that we have to draw from is the Chargers with LaDainian Tomlinson. No team has. Okay. Did they? Okay. So then you brought up the first point that I made. Okay. So Walter Payton with Chicago.
Yep.
So when they drafted him, what was his draft? What round did they draft him in? They drafted him in the first round?
I think they did. I gotta look it up.
Hold on, let me look. I'm looking it up now. Hold on. Keep talking. Let me see.
Yeah, Walter Walter Payton was one of the greatest running backs in American history, and he wasn't even a big guy like that. He still ran hard.
Okay, first round, number 4 pick. So, okay. You know what, Kyle? I'll give you this win.
Yeah?
I'll give you this win. If you was here in Charlotte, I would give you a handshake, sir.
Thank you very much, man. I would prefer...
R.I.P. to the great Walter Payton.
Yeah, I would prefer a high-flying high five, but, I can deal with the handshake.
We're not... Niggas ain't getting up like that no more, man.
Not no more?
Not no more, man. This ain't college, bro.
That's wild, man.
Ain't doing that. Doing a good old handshake.
But since we talking about free... Are you done with that point?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Since we're talking about free agency acquisitions, we have to talk about Deshaun Jackson going back to the Eagles now.
I didn't even know that acquisition happened.
That's
crazy.
Now, I feel like this is a great coming home for Deshaun Jackson. We're already a deep squad. Him alongside with Carson Wentz, we're just going to wreak havoc. We're going to do well.
So do you see yourself like getting to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl?
This year, yes. Our defense is stacked.
You said this year?
Yes. Coming up, yeah. Our defense is stacked. Okay. We got Carson. I feel like Carson Wentz last season, he was coming off an injury. He had to get in the mode. It was kind of sloppy. But, I feel like he has enough rest this season to become a top-tier quarterback in the league. And Deshaun Jackson will get a ring as an Eagle. It'll be the greatest. It'll be a great story for him to retire as an Eagle. This is just going to be great.
I mean, yeah, he did start out with the Eagles, and that was when I was heavy on Madden too. Hell yeah, that would be kind of cool, I guess. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man.
Okay. So out of the, I guess the new prevailing teams that are serious contenders, I guess going back to the Browns, do you see them winning the Super Bowl in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, how old is Tom Brady right now?
Tom Brady is 40. He's either 40 or 41. Hold on, let me look that up.
I think he's 42.
He can't. That nigga ain't 42. There's no way. They would have said that shit. I think he's either 41 or... Yeah, he's 41. He's going to be 42 in August 3rd.
All right, so in the next 5 years, no. Because Tom Brady plans on playing until he's 45.
Okay. So, okay.
And not only that, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs? Come on now. They're too much over there. They're too much over there.
That reminds me, Tyreek Hill. You heard about what happened to Tyreek Hill?
Nah, what happened?
So apparently, he's on an investigation for they're saying that he broke his child's arm by what happened with Adrian Peterson a couple years ago. But
yeah,
this to like a higher degree.
Damn.
Obviously. Yeah, so they got a nigga Tyreek Hill under the investigation, and I don't think a lot of people know this, but before he got into the league, he had a situation where he caused his, at the time I believe girlfriend to have a miscarriage because they got into a skirmish.
Dang, this leads back to my point, man. Football is just a bad sport for the brain, and I feel like football may be, a part of the reason why these football players are acting out in this such manner. And
it was his 3-year-old son.
Yeah, like it's just the sport for entertainment wise, it's fun to watch, but what it does in a long term effect is just it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, okay, so then what would you think is a great alternative to the game of football without doing away with the game of football?
That's a great question because I don't have an answer to that, man. Like this, it's either you destroy the whole sport or you just try to make it flag football, man. I don't know.
They say that rugby is actually safer because there's less protection that causes people to be more cautious.
Yeah, they did say rugby is more safer. But I ain't playing no rugby without pads. Because anything can happen. Basketball, anything can happen as well. It's just when you're trying to tackle somebody in an open field with cleats and... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have an alternative really either. I watched the Alliance football league or whatever the fuck you call it.
Oh yeah.
That shit.
You watched it
Sunday. Well, I watched the rerun of it at least.
You liked it?
They had. It was straight. It wasn't like nothing like crazy. It's different. It's kind of like watching the CFL, the Canadian Football League.
True.
Kind of watching that shit. Kind of. They had motherfucking. They had the backup quarterback to the Panthers. The white boy. They call him Gigi. And what was his last name?
Don't nobody know about Gigi from the Panthers.
Hey, look, when when Cam Newton got hurt for that last like couple games or whatnot, the white boy came in was playing, but then he got hurt, and then we had to go to a third string. But anyways, he was no, because they were saying like this quarterback is supposed to be like the next Kurt Warner of the AAF league.
Okay.
He supposed to be like the next Kurt Warner. Because he played for the Orlando Orioles or whatever the fuck they call themselves. And it was like 5-0 prior to losing this past week. Like, I mean, he was putting up numbers and shit. So, I mean.
All right, let's see if it happens. Let's see if it happens.
I mean, shout out to that man.
But
I seen that shit though when I was watching when he took over for Cam. I was like, I could see him taking over for our team if Cam Newton was to like be out for a long period of time. So I can see it.
He's a pocket passer.
Yeah, he a pocket passer, but he can scramble on your ass too a little bit.
He can scramble his ass.
Yeah, he can scramble on your ass. Yeah,
I feel that.
Yeah, ahead, what you were saying.
The best of luck to him, man. But I want to talk about something that maybe I'm the only person in the world that cares about. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Kings in the fourth quarter thriller, and guess who led them to that win?
Russell.
D'Angelo Russell with 44 points, 12 assists. This guy's an all-star.
So besides the fact that he's an all-star to you, what big picture, what does that mean to you?
You know what this means to me? This means that we're on the way to recover the 6th seed in the playoffs, and we'll give whatever team a good run in the playoffs. And this is what else it means. We're going to attract a big name free agent in this summer. Mark my words.
Now, okay. Now you said a big name. Are we talking Kevin Durant big, or are we talking, like, how big are we talking?
We talking Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Clay.
Okay. You might get Clay. Maybe.
I think Clay is staying though. I just think he's going to stay over there.
I think he should stay. Honestly.
Yeah.
Damn, what's the nigga name? The nigga that's been fucking up lately.
Draymond.
Yeah, I think he's on the outs.
He might be.
I think Durant and Clay gonna stay.
Yeah. Durant, Clay stay. Draymond may be out, or Kevin Durant may be out because he wants to do his own thing. But I feel like the Brooklyn Nets are going to attract a big name free agent this summer.
They might get Draymond. We might get a Draymond up in there.
It wouldn't make sense to get Draymond, bro.
Why not?
We already have Rondé Hollis Jefferson, and he's an energy player, rebounds.
I mean, Draymond can get some buckets when he's not sucking like this year, but he can get some buckets.
Nah, we need a star. We need a star.
I mean, but we already agreed that Durant and Clay is staying, so that leaves Irvin. Irvin is not going anywhere without Durant, so
maybe
who that leaves you with?
Maybe Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler ain't gonna do shit.
Well, yeah. I don't know, man. I just think we should get a start this summer.
Oh, well, that opens me up to this question. Do you feel like Klay Thompson and James Harden deserve a Hall of Fame spot?
Yes to both of those names.
Explain.
Especially if James Harden gets at least one finals. At least one. If he gets one, it's a definite Hall of Fame.
How about if he don't?
Okay, if he doesn't, it's going to be a little tricky. It's going to be a little tricky because Tracy McGrady was great as well. He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? James Harden's gonna be a Hall of Famer. If Tracy McGrady was a Hall of Famer, James Harden's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think, but I will say this about James Harden. He is kind of a product of what's going on in today's NBA. It's a lot less tough guy, a lot more, opportunities for offense. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to gauge that. I mean, I do feel like he is more talented than some of the niggas that's in the Hall of Fame already. But I don't know. Because I feel like you got to gauge it according to what's going on at that point in time.
So you don't know if he deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame?
I mean, I guess about how the NBA is doing it, then yeah. But how I gauge it is, if I gauge it more than what the stat sheet say. Like, I gauge it as far as how are you transcending your team? How are you like what are you doing for your team? Are you truly the most valuable player to your team? And I don't feel like he is. I feel like Chris Paul is just as valuable, if not more valuable, than he is.
Okay.
So I don't know how to really gauge him. Really, I feel like he's good for getting the casual fan in the seat because he score a lot. But I mean, what is his overall game? What is he really contributing to the game of basketball outside of just scoring a lot of points? Iverson scored a lot of points, but Iverson was a much more transcendent player.
Okay.
Than just scoring.
Actually, James Harden, he is transcendent in a way. He kind of changed. He kind of changed the rules with the whole step back, with the whole pulling the arm up and getting the fouls. Like, he changed. Like, teams had. Wait.
So because
teams had to literally game plan against this guy more than any other player as of right now. Everybody knows that he's going to do this step back three and this go to the rim with the alley-oop to Clint Capella, the pull-up where he's going to get a foul. It's a certain gameplay he does that nobody else is doing right now, where he uses it to his advantage.
I mean, because the referees are more lenient towards niggas like him or LeBron, can't really get that to him.
Yo, I don't feel like they
LeBron
lenient, bro.
Can literally take 10 steps and they won't say shit.
Bro, I bet you I could find 10 steps from Michael Jordan, bro.
I mean, Jordan did low-key push off on that game winner against the Jazz.
Yep.
But
every star has their thing.
But I mean, there's a lot of times you can point to Jordan hitting a game winner, though. He didn't need that shot to define him.
Just like Harden.
It was only game 6. He could have went to game 7 and still won.
Okay, but I mean, just like Harden don't need the refs. He can score crazy without the refs.
But that's regular season, though.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Anybody can be great in regular season.
He almost beat the Warriors in that 7-game series. Almost.
Almost. What's the saying? Almost works in horseshoes and where the fuck else. But
I ain't never heard of some shit.
Oh, look, hey, this is that old Southern shit. You know
gotta
what I'm saying?
be.
You know what I mean?
It gotta be.
But I mean, think about it. Before the whole stigma with Peyton Manning, before he finally won Super Bowls, he was a regular season quarterback. Brady was the postseason quarterback. That's how James Harden is in regards to basketball, and that's how LeBron was for the longest time before he got with the Heat.
I agree.
A regular season player.
But look at Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Hall of Famers.
Okay, Jim Kelly is different. 4 straight Super Bowls, that's different. Now, Dan Marino, okay, you got a point with Dan Marino, but Jim Kelly, let's leave him out of this.
Okay. Dan Marino, okay. Hall of Famer. James Harden, Hall of Famer.
Okay, I give you that because he of the culture. I'll let that slide. I'll let that rock.
Gotta let it slide, man. He got the
I'll
beard.
let that head slide.
You gotta let the head slide because of the beard. He's literally top 5 players right now. Like, come on, like
Damn, did you literally say the beard, bro?
Yes, the beard.
All right, man. Okay.
People, like, even if he never makes a finals, people gonna remember this time of the beard. They're gonna remember the beard.
I feel like the beard will come and go.
Nah.
Think about what was transcendent back in the 90s or 80s. You don't know because it's not here anymore. At the end of the day,
the Skyhook.
Okay, well, no, I mean Skyhook because of a tall nigga that was one of the greatest of all times did it, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But damn, what's a nigga for the Houston Rockets?
Olajuwon.
Olajuwon, yeah. Okay, so I would help argue against what I just said, and Dennis Rodman because he was kind of like out there, but that he was a whole nother level of out there though.
Yeah,
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, he was. Like, he was very different.
I feel like that's the only exception to this. I feel like his Harden's beard ain't nowhere in comparison.
Okay. I can agree with you.
Oh, yeah. But that's what I got. That's what I got for the day.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man. Let's wrap this up, G.
All right.
We're going to wrap this up. I'm your host, Kai Smoove. I'm here with Petty G. We just finished a good episode just talking about sports and whatnot. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, Burg Bros Podcast. It's spelled just like that. And, watch our videos on YouTube, man. And you can follow me on Instagram. That's the Crooklyn Third, DACROOKLYN. The number 3 RD. Make sure you guys spell that right. G, what you got, man?
You can follow me on Instagram, Petty G, the Don. I'm not gonna spell it out. Niggas just guess. Get on, but more importantly, get on our Instagram, like Kai said, and then once we start really putting our stuff out there, we will launch our Facebook page as well. So be ready for that. That's all I got.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for listening. If you guys are listening, and thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is the
thank you, Kyle, for saying thank you very much.
Yeah, no, twice. It was twice, man. I didn't know. I didn't know what to fit in.
You can just cut it. Just cut.
Cut the tape. Cut the tape. Stop me. Somebody stop me. Nah, but yeah. This is the Burg Bros podcast, and I have nothing else to say.
Peace.